Marian Wright Edelman once said, "Education is for improving the lives of others and for leaving your community better than you found it." A wonderful day to all of you. I am Roda, together with Paula Gonzales, Alex Tan, and Bianca Tresvalles from the De La Salle University Integrated School, Manila, presenting to you our paper, Determining the Socioeconomic and Academic Factors Affecting PISA Results in the Philippines.
Let's begin with identifying what PISA is. PISA, or the Program for International Student Assessment, is a global evaluation that aims to analyze the reading, mathematics, and science capabilities of 15-year-old students. They aim to provide an analysis and description of the student's intelligence, socioeconomic condition, and other indicators to give school administrators insight into how they can improve the overall prowess of their students. They are able to point out the students' abilities and skills and bring light to issues in different education, such as inequity in education and inequality in allocating school resources in different schools and countries.
In 2018, the Philippines participated in PISA for the first time. Here, the country ranked last in reading and second to the last in both science and mathematics among 79 countries, with a score of 340 for reading, 357 for science, and 353 for mathematics. All of these scores fall short of the standards set by other countries participating in the assessment. With that in mind, the researchers aimed to investigate the possible social, economic, and academic factors that affected the students' math, science, and reading scores per region. For the methodology, all data used in the study came from the Department of Education's report on the 2018 PISA result of the Philippines. Meanwhile, the data sets and questionnaires used were found on the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development's PISA website, available in SAS or SPSS format.
In this study, there are two variables: the dependent variables, which are the total reading, math, and science scores per region. For the independent variables, there are grade levels 7 to 12, male and female gender, highest educational attainment for mother and father, availability of Wi-Fi and computers in school, and number of cell phones, computers, tablets, and e-book readers at home. Furthermore, there is also the number of books available at home, the language used at home and school, PISA difficulty, social belongingness, parental support, and the number of English, math, and science classes per week. Lastly, the average classes per week.
This study will be using Principal Component Analysis, or PCA. It is a statistical method that is used to summarize information from a large dataset. It makes large variables in a dataset into smaller ones, while still including most of the information from the original dataset. This will help the researchers analyze the relationship between variables in our dataset easier. Another methodology used in the study is the multiple linear regression model, which is inextricably tied to the concept of regression analysis and serves to display the linear relationship between independent variables denoted by x and a dependent variable denoted as y, along with the random term epsilon. In this model seen on the screen, there can be two or more independent variables.
Multiple linear regression analysis has several key assumptions. First is linearity, where the dependent variables should exhibit a linear relationship with each of the independent variables. Next is homoscedasticity, where normally it will suggest that the variance of the residuals is constant. Moreover, for multivariate normality, it will only be satisfied when residuals are normally distributed. Then, there is absence of multicollinearity, where it means that the independent variables are not highly correlated with each other. Lastly, there is absence of correlated errors, which means that there should be no correlation among residual terms.
Now we move on to the results. Before using the multiple linear regression model analysis, we first used the principal component analysis on the original set of variables. Then, we used the multiple linear regression on the set of independent variables that resulted after applying principal component analysis. For science, the total score in the region is used as the dependent variable. The analysis of variance showed that the model is significant with a p-value of 0.00. The coefficient of determination is 1.00, and all the assumptions that were mentioned earlier for the multiple linear regression model were checked and found to be satisfied.
The variables that contribute to the increase of science scores were female students, those who have 3 or more home computers, those who strongly disagree that they feel lonely, those with 201 to 500 books, those whose father's highest level of schooling is junior high school and pre-primary, and mothers at junior high school. Moreover, those who disagree that there are too many words that can't be understood in the PISA test, those who strongly disagree that they get support from parents when facing difficulties, and those who strongly agree that there are many texts that were difficult in PISA.
For the decrease in science scores, the variables are first, those who strongly disagree that their parents encourage them, those with 2 ebook readers, those who strongly disagree and strongly agree that they make friends easily, and those who strongly agree that there are too many words that can't be understood in the PISA exam. Now we move to the results for mathematics. Same as science, we use the total score in mathematics in the region as a dependent variable. The analysis of variance showed the model is significant with a p-value of 0.0000 and with a 0.999999 coefficient of determination. The MLRM assumptions were also checked and found to be satisfied.
The correlates that helped increase the mathematics scores are female students, those with 3 or more cell phones at home, those who agree that they feel a sense of belongingness, grade 9 students, those who mostly speak their heritage language, and those with a higher class period. For the decrease in score, the significant correlates are those who have no internet access at school, those who agree and strongly agree that they get support in educational effort, those who disagree and strongly disagree that they feel a sense of belongingness, having 2 computers at home, those who strongly disagree that PISA has too many words to understand, and those who agree that it is difficult to navigate through the pages of the PISA exam.
Relating the results to past literature, Lara Perret and their colleagues' 29 article determined that having no internet access at home significantly impacted the student's score. This shows that having no internet in school and at home can affect a student's performance greatly. For the last part of the results, we have reading. Just like the other two, principal component analysis was also used to find a set of predictors to avoid redundancy. Then, multiple linear regression model was used to find the significant correlates. For reading, the analysis of variance has a p-value of 0.00001, showing that the model is significant. Its coefficient of determination is 1.00.
The significant correlates that increase the students' reading scores are female students, having 3 or more cell phones, 3 or more ebook readers, and having 101 to 200 books at home. Furthermore, those whose mother's highest education level is junior high school, those who strongly agree that PISA has too many words that can't be understood, those who agree that they have difficulty navigating the exam pages, those who disagree that they find there are too many texts in the exam, and lastly, those who use their heritage language.
For the correlates that contribute to the decrease of the score, there are those whose mother only finished primary education, having 201 to 500 books at home, and lastly, those who strongly agree and strongly disagree that their parents support them in any difficulties. These results reflect Vasquez Caño's 2020 article, where they found that both parents' interest and support in their child's academic capabilities could significantly affect the child's reading performance.
To summarize everything, in this study, the significant correlates that contribute to the increase or decrease of the students' PISA scores were obtained using the multiple linear regression model. The results from this analysis showed that there are several socioeconomic factors and academic factors that affected the scores of the students in math, science, and reading. These factors may be further analyzed and studied to gain more understanding about the situation of the students and use them to make strategies and projects that can help the students not only gain better scores in the next PISA assessment, but also increase the quality of the education they are receiving.
As part of the education community, may it be as a student or an educator, it is important for us to be aware of the factors that may contribute to the success and failure of our education system. It is crucial that we act in a way that is flexible to the changing times, while ensuring that the quality of education that students receive will equip them with sufficient knowledge that could help them strive for a better and successful future, regardless of their socioeconomic background. Let us continue to search for ways to improve our education system so as to foster intelligence within the next generations. With that, we conclude our presentation. Once again, this is Alex Tan, together with Roda, Paula Gonzales, and Bianca Tresvalles, thanking you for listening to our presentation. We wish you all a wonderful day ahead.